Skip it up and that up. So prepare your Transylvanian ass cheeks. It seems almost to be definite that a spiritual successor to Castlevania Symphony of the Night is going to happen. So Koji Igarashi, he is the dude who's behind Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is one, the reason I actually purchased an original PlayStation back in the day, and two, it is my second favorite Castlevania of all time, the first being Super Castlevania 4. Well, anyway, he put up a Kickstarter for his next game, which will be called Bloodstained Ritual of Light. I'll have a little still picture here, and as you can see, it looks a lot like Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Obviously, you can't use Castlevania because that trademark's owned by Konami. The campaign went live on Kickstarter at 1 p.m. for the game, and it reached its $500,000 target in less than 4 hours. And as of this video, I am looking at the Kickstarter as we speak. There is $1,455,451 pledged. They were only asking for $500,000 or $500,000, almost $1 million over their goal. That is insane. Here are some of the perks that are going to happen because Koji reached so many of his finance goals. Obviously, he reached $500,000. At $600,000, an art book upgraded to hardcover is going to be added to the game. At $700,000, a second playable character. At $800,000, which obviously was funded, is going to be a nightmare difficulty mode. At $850,000, this one made me shit a little bit. They're going to hire voice actor David Hayter. That's the guy from Metal Gear Solid. He also wrote one of the X-Men movies. That's a fun little fact for you. Obviously, they're at almost $1.5 million. At $1 million, they're going to have cheat codes in the game. And at $1.25 million, which they blew right past it, they're going to have local co-op for this game. So this is awesome. I don't even have words how happy I am that this game was funded. This is a trend that is starting to happen that I love, where you have these genius game developers that used to work for AAA companies like Capcom and Konami, and they feel stifled there because all Capcom, Konami, so on and so forth want them to make is the same shit over and over and over again, or they feel the games that they were known for are no longer relevant and they just want them to make like Call of Duty clones. I love that these guys now, due to crowdfunding, which yes, crowdfunding has its negative side too, which I've talked about before, but I love that these guys could tell these companies to piss off. I'm going to go work on my own thing. And then they come back, start up a Kickstarter like this, and it's a huge success because it shows two things. One, these guys don't have to rely on these big corporations so they can make a living. And two, it's showing the gaming industry that games like Castlevania, the Symphony of the Night, and Mega Man are still very relevant and very in demand. In 4 hours, Koji hit his $500,000 goal. Less than 4 hours, excuse me. Less than 4 hours. Obviously, people want another Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Konami, and you missed the opportunity. It just totally blew right past you, and now one of your former genius developers is going to make his own version of Castlevania and make a killing off of it, and you missed the boat because you're fucking stupid, out-of-touch dumbasses. I really feel that in the future, the gaming industry is going to survive due to independent developers. The concept of AAA high-budget games is just not sustainable. Every generation it gets more expensive to make them. And yeah, there's those exceptions like Metro Last Light where they had to work in dire conditions to keep their budgets down, which they're an exception, but in most cases it costs so much money, and that's why they're afraid to take risks. They have to make another Assassin's Creed every year or Call of Duty every year, because if they don't and take risks and those risks don't make them a ton of money, these companies go out of business, and that can't last. It's just not logical that business model can last. So I see independent developers holding the industry afloat. I really do, where games like this, where a spiritual successor to Castlevania comes out and it makes a killing, or a spiritual successor to Mega Man Mighty Number 9 comes out and it makes a killing. This is where I see the industry going. Obviously, there'll still be AAA games, but I don't see them as relevant as they are now in the future. I really don't. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.